Hi, I'm Katie, the filmmaker slash artist. Well, I'm not wearing my apron today because, yeah, probably I'm having a little issues with that tripod of some sort. It just breaks a little anyhow. But I did problem as to fix it, but it just breaks anyhow. But maybe I'll fix it or buy a new tripod. Well, that depends. Even though whenever you watch at the art studio thing, you normally see me standing next to the camera and the camera had like a tripod over it. So I'm using my handheld camera right now, and two, that we're in another location besides this location. So I'm just gonna show you what I did for the artwork. So the artwork I did is called the Totem Pole Project. So this here is in fact indeed the Totem Pole Project. So what I did, so this project only took me for like 30 days or a month to take if you look at my Instagram account, based on how long it took me to make. And it was literally completed on July the 29th, 2017, even though it's called the Totem Pole Project with my initials on. So I'm just going to show you around though. So you're going to see this here is the gallery scene. And you're going to see there happens to be rich people looking at a few artworks, and then you're going to see that there happens to be all my artworks either in digital print or someone in a mixed media kind of print, or either way. Because you're going to see this one rich lady looking at something that looks kind of fancy looking though, like a cupcake or something. And then you have this one boy here who's probably a middle class kid or something. Just literally look up on the top of a video game of some sort. And then there's other artworks over there. Some of the artworks I already discussed from at the art studios thing. And then there's also this rich man who is looking at other artworks that I did. And you kind of see that these people are not related, but they're just separate characters. That is. And then here you have Jolie the doll smiling, even though I decided to have like Jolie the doll's face on it. And then over you have like the theater scene going on here, and you kind of see that there happen to be two characters in this one scene. They're not related or anything else, but they're just two totally strangers anyhow. And you kind of see that this teenage girl is looking at something that is literally on the PG-13 rated category. You're going to see Cuts of Saturn over there, but it's an experimental film I'm working on. And then you have the Shredder's Hotel, the Dark University's poster, and there's also another poster that you might find in the Definitive Art account, which happens to be the Nightmare Hat poster. And about that Dark University, I actually made it when I was still in school. Could you believe that? And then the little girl over here is just looking at something it's looking at Snow Witch poster. Here's the Maybelle poster, and there's also the Prince of Con Forest posters. Yeah, these are Death in Fact movies that are literally coming soon. You kind of see the signs is now playing and all. And then on top happens to be one scene from the K.J.H and Julie show. Even if you look at it, you kind of see that this is probably depictions of K.J.H and Julie playing a video game. If you look at one of my YouTube account on a separate channel called K.J.H and Julie Plays Video Game or something, and they're actually made two, and also made like a inside a video game world in 7 parts. That is, you can just try that out. And you kind of see on the top happens to be something that depicts the K.J.H and Julie show, and you probably might find that on the Definitive Art account. If you looked at it, and you kind of see there happens to be K.J.H and Melia, there's Princess Aiden for some Rainbow Unicorn, and there's also K.J.H and Julie in a 3D form, and also this, and there's also a picture of Ballerina, by the way, and behind it pretty much was a video game image I made. And you might see that at the art studios 8 pictures of video games, by the way. You could easily find it because I tend to get away with Easter egg. And way up on the top happens to be K.J.H statue, and you kind of see that that this K.J.H face probably resembles everything else, probably resembles me or something. And then we kind of walk to the back, and on the back you kind of see, based on what they are, you kind of see this is the art gallery which we discussed earlier. Then there's Jolie the doll. There goes Jolie the doll's face over here. And then you kind of see there happens to be a hidden cupcake over there, which looks kind of cute. And then there's also the movie theater on top. And then scenes from the K.J.H and Julie show. There's a video game controller, and then there's K.J.H the filmmaker, that's artist, that's me. Yeah, in my cartoon form, that is. And then on the other side, there's just extras I couldn't even explain. More extras on the other side. There's also a game controller, by the way. And another thing to note was that each of these things are actually fluorescent under black light, because I used one of these neon Sharpies, and you can actually purchase yourself a black light, and then you can shine it and see how cool it looks. It looks cool and neat though. I wouldn't even bother to bring like a black light, even though it's probably downstairs in the basement. I usually film that whole entire thing in the basement anyhow. And another thing to note is that this structure is like, it's going to like portfolio show or something. And I'll tell you one thing, I never thought about bringing a huge project with me, not in real life, because I know it's going to be way too difficult, so I decided maybe if I could make a video, if bringing a large project to a portfolio show like that, I probably figure that it might be way too difficult, so I'm just going to record this anyhow. And one of the main things to note about this structure that I created, it was all completely made through mixed media, even though you probably might figure out what mixed media is, even though it's all mixed media artwork, even though it's all part of the mixed media category that I created. And two is that this thing is definitely not for sale. I never thought about selling anything else. I might make a lot of extra Totem Pole Project, and I might think about selling them anyhow in the future though. But this artwork only stayed in the living room, probably, even though this artwork actually resembles the art studio. Actually resembles K.J.H Art Studios here. So probably the structures I created resembles the art studio, because the art and gallery is art, and then you're going to see the movie theaters film, and this is probably scenes from Kate and Julie show you can find on YouTube or what. And pretty much Julie the doll happens to be the happiest mascot. And so am I. Who knows? Well, probably I had to say thanks for watching this show and tells by me. You can just look at my other two channels, subscribe to them each, and you can also subscribe to this channel if you're new here. And I might have to say thanks for watching this show and tells by KJH, and I probably might have to see you in the next video tape or so. Bye!